Hey you guys, it's Brit. Today we're here to talk about Rawbeautykristi. She is currently being discussed, especially over on Reddit, because of some things that have come to the forefront, and I wanted to talk about it. I was asked about this numerous times from followers either on here or on Instagram, so I figured let's see what's going on, have a conversation. So that's what we're here to do. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so as I said, Rawbeautykristi, very popular beauty influencer that was, her kind of climb to having a platform was especially in like 2016, 2017, when beauty creators were really just making massive amounts of income and getting a lot of traction on their videos here on YouTube. And she was in that kind of group of, I remember like her, Desi Perkins, Jaclyn Hill, there are some others, even like James Charles, Jeffree Star, Laura Lee, Manny MUA. All of these people were massively successful in those years. What set Rawbeautykristi apart, in my opinion, and I think it led to her having a really core fan base, is that she wasn't like the others. She wasn't buying Lamborghinis and Teslas and living in a $2 million house in LA and doing this kind of shtick that a lot of the other influencers were doing. At face value, she came off as humble, had a good fan base, but wasn't so quick to become out of touch with reality like a lot of other influencers did. So she has a lot of, strong supporters. I'm sure that I will get some comments in my comment section saying, how dare you talk about her? She's doing nothing wrong. This is nobody's business. Kind of the typical arguments that come up when you discuss these very public figures. But I want to read this post from Reddit. I will include some screenshots and we're just going to talk. So let's start at the top. It says, beauty YouTuber Rawbeautykristi is hiding her anti-LGBT views from her followers. It says, I got into following RBK about 5 or 6 years ago because of her popularity on the Beauty Guru subreddit. I couldn't understand what people liked about her and became completely fascinated by her, especially as I saw hints of her falling into the crunchy to alt-right pipeline. There were subtle things that could be explained away. Example, she shared a post about food with health misinformation from a right-wing carnivore diet type Instagram. Maybe she just saw the post on her Insta feed and didn't realize where it came from, ? She started wearing a cross, reading the Bible, attending church. Maybe it's a progressive church. She blocks anyone asking her about vaccines. There's only anecdotal evidence, so maybe that's not true. She started using phrases common with fundies. Maybe she just picked it up from a religious family member, etc. As of the 4th of July, I discovered a solid confirmation of Kristi's descent to the right. And here's where the argument from fans might start to trickle in, by people saying, well, it's about religion, or it's her religious freedom, it's none of your business. I don't care what religion somebody is a part of. However, if your religion is hurting people, marginalized communities, if it's hurting you, your children, your family, or other people that are around you, whether that's digital or in real life, then that's no longer, oh, well, it's just her religion. It's just his religion. I'm so tired of everything going behind the wall of this is religion and it's none of your business. Because in my opinion, and the way that I've always felt, is you are not allowed to spew hatred towards anybody and then claim that you're a person of God. It's very hypocritical. The post continues and says, since her son was a baby, she has often discussed her interest in homeschooling with her followers. At one point, she asked her followers if it was possible to build a mini school on her property and hire a teacher to come to them. I will get back to this at the end of the post. A few days ago, she confirmed that she had decided to send her son to a homeschool co-op when he starts school later this year. And here's a screenshot I will go ahead and share right here. Somebody asked, have you decided on homeschooling or not? Her response was, yes, we will be homeschooling with a homeschool co-op. Now, to give credit where credit is due, y'all know how I feel about family vloggers, mommy vloggers, daddy vloggers. I will give respect to her solely based off the fact that she has protected her child from social media, despite the fact that she could have made a lot of money by sharing her kind of transition into being a mother. I will give credit for that alone, but I have many other issues that outweigh, okay, you gave your child privacy from social media. The post continues and says, because I follow her sister on social media, I knew that this was her sister's homeschool group, as the photo Kristi posted matched the ones posted on her sister's homeschool Facebook page. Her sister has been featured in Kristi's videos, and last year, Kristi made a GoFundMe for her sister with her name and photos included, so her sister is somewhat of a public figure via Kristi.
It's not the right color for you at all. It's definitely too dark.
I love the way you're like tapping on my face like a ween.
Like a ween? Mm-hmm. Is that how people tap their ween on your face?
I mean, it has happened. It just wasn't like a solid tap. It was like, it wasn't
like
sure. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
Good to know.
Kristi's sister recently started this homeschool group with a friend because she believes God spoke to them and told them they need to rescue children from the perverse public school system. As a complete obvious side note, I would stay very far away from somebody that claimed that God was literally talking to them and telling them to start a homeschool, get involved in homeschool, send their kids to homeschool. Like, if you're literally standing on that as not that you had a feeling, but that God was literally talking to you, that sounds a little cuckoo to me. But it continues and says, on the 4th of July, a video was posted to the homeschool social media pages showing them participating in a parade. It featured them holding signs associated with anti-LGBT sentiment. The slogan, "Don't Mess With Our Kids," is actually the name of an anti-LGBT hate organization, and it is so clear they are associated with this hate group because the sign is promoting their hashtag. Kristi's son was in the video, face showing. I will not be posting him, but I find it interesting. She's against showing his face on social media unless it's being used to promote hate. And as I said earlier, I respect her decision to keep her child private, but if you're keeping your child, if you're keeping them private, then it needs to follow through consistently. Not just on your Instagram and your YouTube and your Facebook. I mean, allowing your child, you want to talk about like saving children and protecting children. This is something that this child is going to have to live with for the rest of his life. So there's two posts that are really attached to this entire conversation. And this one says, God's children are spoken for. And the other one says, don't mess with our kids. And it shows the hashtag at the bottom of the sign. Continues and says, although Kristi does not appear in the video, allowing her son to be involved in it shows her support. She also liked the video on Facebook. So again, to confirm, this is not a video that she didn't know was filmed and posted. She's obviously engaging with this post very publicly. And that tells me that you are okay with it, which is so heartbreaking. Rawbeautykristi is somebody who refused to call out James Charles. I've had that conversation a long time ago. Why was it so hard for her to call out James Charles when she is doing what she's doing current day? Why were you protecting James Charles? Is it because, possibly allegedly, does James Charles have some kind of information on her that she doesn't want to get out? Could that be the reason why she was so silent when he was exposed for not protecting kids and literally engaging inappropriately with kids that were minors numerous times? It continues and says, now it seems like Kristi is getting her wish of having a school on her property. The Homeschool announced their moving locations on their Facebook page with a picture from Kristi's outdoor entertainment area that has been featured on her social media. I have blocked out all faces aside from Kristi's sister. And the sister's post says, we are so thankful for a beautiful first year together at blank. We can't wait to be all settled into our new location in the fall. Praying everyone has an amazing summer break. Here's the photo right here, and then here's the photo from Kristi's social media that shows this same space that is now being used on the post that I just shared. The Reddit post continues and says, a video was also posted by someone involved with the Homeschool group showing children playing in Kristi's tree net. Kristi frequently shares her tree net in her Instagram stories. Kristi has also announced that she is building her sister a house on her property. So all things point in the direction of Kristi now hosting this homeschool group on her property. All things considered, she cannot distance herself from these hateful beliefs. I think the thing that is really sad to me is the fact that not only is she promoting and making it very obvious that she is in line with these awful, scary, hateful, heartbreaking beliefs, but these children that are being used, they cannot consent to being involved in this. And like I said, this is going to follow not only her child, but also other children into adulthood. They are literally being used to spread a message that I would hope none of them agree with. And it's because their parents are allowing it to happen. Now, here's what I will say. I do think this pipeline is becoming more common, unfortunately. I am not disappointed or shocked or confused by Kristi because I never really watched her content and I really don't care that much. But I want to take a moment and acknowledge that there are many people that have watched her for years, and whether or not they are part of the LGBTQI plus community, it is still so hurtful to those people that supported her. And now for her to be fully exposed in this, and when those followers go to her socials or on YouTube to voice their frustration, voice their hurt, their confusion, they are being blocked and deleted by Kristi. And that is why this Reddit thread on Beauty Guru Chatter has 712 comments and almost 850 upvotes. Because this is the only way that people can voice their frustration and their anger, their valid anger at this being exposed. Now, I shared something on my community page asking y'all, like, how do you feel about this? I'm gonna go ahead and elevate your concerns or comments if you have any. I want to share a couple of those, and then I'm going to close out this video, and I'll probably make a part 2. But this is the introduction as to what's going on and why people are so upset with Kristi, especially the fact that she is now blocking and deleting people that has supported her for, even if it's 5 minutes or 5 years. If you are not in the echo chamber, then you are like, bye, you never existed, get off my channel. And that's wild to me. This person said, it surprises me. I would never have imagined Kristi was homophobic or transphobic. If she is, then that would be really disappointing, and it would be the stake in the coffin for me, as far as I'm concerned, as it's a red line for me. Someone else said, it really makes me wonder why it was so hard for her to disavow James Charles. Shameless. Completely agree. Someone else said, I followed her since before the hairy lipsticks because she covered the Jaclyn Hill situation. She continued and said, I was stupid excited when her video on that blew up. I really connected with her a lot on mental health and loved how seemingly honest she was and how sassy she could be. Then the James Charles thing made me unfollow her. I think COVID and all else really impacted her in her home life. I hope she isn't turning to crazy ideologies to soothe herself. Another comment says, it's disappointing. I thought she was a genuine and funny person. I related to her struggles with motherhood, and I enjoyed her more unserious videos and attitude. I don't know everything, but from what I do know, it just sucks. Someone else said, disappointed but not surprised. Someone else said, I was quite surprised. I haven't watched her in ages, but to know she's worked with LGBT plus creators only to support this type of crap is disgusting. Someone else said, I don't care for her. Someone else said, based on what I've seen, I don't think Kristi is phobic. If there is hard proof, that's one thing, but I've seen nothing but reach. So, I don't know, maybe this video will give a little more detail. Am I saying that Rawbeautykristi is the worst person ever? She should be canceled and, thrown in a hole somewhere? No, I'm definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is this is very concerning. It's very problematic. And the fact that you are deleting comments and blocking people for sharing their disappointment is a huge red flag for me. I understand that creators don't want to always respond to stuff that is said about them, but if it's something to this magnitude that has really nothing to do with religion or politics, we're talking about human rights, human respect, common decency. I think that's something that needs to be addressed with urgency. But like I said, I'll probably have a part 2, but tell me how y'all feel about this down below. Yeah, all comments are welcome. Please, keep it classy. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.